Look, you guys score 46 in the first quarter. It's the most you scored in any quarter all season long. But they were able to get back into the game. What's the lesson that you guys can learn in terms of going up big and trying to keep it big?
I mean, we're up 20. We only won by 12, but, those games are kind of hard. The lessons are just keep doing what we're doing. We won, I think, 5 or 6 in a row. So keep doing 7. So keep doing what we do.
Look, another double-double from Deandre. Just what does he mean to this team when he's operating that efficiently on offense and also, crashing the boards the way he does?
Yeah, great. Like I always say, he's a big thing for us, big help on us winning the games. So we appreciate him. Keep going like that. He's playing amazing.
You guys only had 8 turnovers tonight. I believe that was a season low. Just how much has JJ and the coaching staff harped on ball security or even, the margin of possessions?
Yeah, that probably starts with me. Got to take care of the ball more, better. Had some games with a lot of turnovers. Today was way better. But yeah, that means more shots, more probability to make shots. So got to take care of the ball.
Luka, I know you say you're not going to compliment Austin anymore, but what's made you two such a dynamic backcourt? What's made that work for you guys?
I think we're just good basketball players. I don't know what made it special, but I think we're just good basketball players.
Luka, on a back-to-back setting, does it make a difference to you to play 32 versus 38 minutes? Does it all depend on the game and how hard it is to exert those minutes? And how do you, throughout your career, how does that kind of weigh on you or not in a back-to-back?
Well, honestly, I don't know because I don't really remember. But I think 5-6 minutes won't do anything. Not a big difference. So, we'll be ready for tomorrow.
And then just another thing on Austin, he said in the walk-off that him missing that last free throw was partly to keep your confidence high, so that he didn't outscore you 2 nights in a row. Do you appreciate that kind of an effort from him?
Which free throw he missed? He made the free throw?
Well, he made the first, but then he missed the second that would have given him the same total points as you.
Same, not more. But, yeah, I appreciate him. I'm going to go talk to him now. Say thank you.
Luka, tomorrow's your 20th game of the season, so basically wrapping up the first quarter. How would you assess how the team has progressed to this point, and what are some things that you feel like can be better in the second quarter of the season?
Like I said before, just keep doing what we're doing. We're 15-4, I think. So I think that's a great record, so keep doing the same things.
Živo, Luka, lep pozdrav. Čestitke za hčerkici na rojsten dan, kako je bilo preživeti ta dan, pa igrati tekmo na ta dan, pa zanima me, če lahko še poveš, vem, da z mislimi mogoče nisi čisto tam, ampak reprezentanca je začela kvalifikacije za svetovno prvenstvo in igra danes že po slovenskem času drugo tekmo po precej nesrečnem začetku.
Ja, videl sem to prvo tekmo, res je bilo nesrečno, ampak nekaj moramo naprej. Jutri ob 10 zjutraj tukaj bom gledal, nimamo treninga, tako da bom gledal. Ampak ja, rojsten dan hčerke, 2 leti, hitro gre cajt, tako da bilo je lepo tudi zmagati na ta dan.
Anything about tonight's game that you'll take away?
Well, we challenged the guys before the game. We got off to a 7-2 start. We've been 7-2 in our last 9 games. The last time we were, in a 7-2 stretch, we played Atlanta the day, right before the game. A bunch of guys are out. So it's a similar, Zion's out, Trey's out, Herb's out. Poole's been out. So we wanted to get off to a good start. We wanted to play with the right intent. Thought we did that. Then the game got a little wonky with their junk defenses and, the firing and all that stuff. And truthfully, I think sometimes you get a lead like that and you can, I hate saying this, but teams can get a little bored, and that's what we're trying to get away from, is just continuing to be a process team. And didn't think we were great with that tonight. I didn't think our defense was good. for the last 3 quarters, and it's nice to sit here and be 15-4 and be like, oh, the results are great, and we should be proud of being 15-4 after 19 games. It's a great start. There's a lot of slices of pizza left in the box that we can still get after. There's a lot of room for improvement for our team, which to me is a positive.
You said you expected, the threes, not just for individual guys, for the team to start falling more. Obviously, they have some with Austin. When you build that into the rest of what he's doing from 2 and just the sort of his overall efficiency on that end, how have you seen that build in him, even from kind of the time that you first were with him to the point now where it's a pretty easy 30 plus?
Yeah, it's never easy. It's never easy. I talked about the balance the other night of driving and shooting, and I thought that was there again tonight. But I think for him, there's a cadence right now to his game. He's got a great understanding of when he has a good matchup. He's got a great understanding of how to play with Luka, and so the flow state that every athlete kind of searches for, he's just in that right now. And I maybe it is easy for him, but it doesn't look easy. But he's making it look like it's normal in some ways. I would call it normal, not easy, and that's a testament to how good of a basketball player he is.
You mentioned, maybe the human tendency to get bored a little bit when you have a 26-point lead. Also, this stretch of the season, you haven't necessarily played teams near the top of the standings. The next 5 games are all teams with an above 500 record. Is that a welcome test for you as the coach to have your team go through a stretch like that to kind of take another step in the journey of the season?
Absolutely. There's the entire season is a challenge, and throughout the season there's stretches that are more challenging than others. I don't think anybody on our team necessarily, and this is not a knock on New Orleans, by the way, but the reality is the Clippers and the Mavs and the Lakers and the history of all that stuff and who those teams have been over the last several seasons. I don't think the Clippers and Mavs, I don't think our guys are looking at their records and saying, oh, this is a bad team. New Orleans has had a ton of injuries and a coaching change, so that's a different situation. We've got an incredible challenge tomorrow with Phoenix. Those guys have played great basketball, and they're coming off a couple losses to 2 of the best teams in the NBA. They play hard. They have an identity. That's going to be a huge challenge on the second night of a back-to-back. And then, in terms of an East Coast trip, I know there's a couple teams that have stuff like this in terms of Eastern Conference going west and West going east. I've been part of the NBA 19 years. I don't ever remember a California-based team going to the far east of the Eastern Conference for 3 games to play 3 and 4 nights. That's an incredible challenge. And then we come back, of course, and we've got another challenge. So it's going to be a tough stretch, and we're going to have to manage a lot of different stuff coming up.
JJ, kind of stay on that, going back to what you were saying earlier about, there's still plenty of slices of the pizza. I think you said pizza.
Yeah, I use that term a lot on the golf course. When there's like a 6-foot putt, a lot of people say, that's outside the friend zone. I usually say there's a lot of pizza left in that box. Not quite finished.
Is it? I was thinking pie, but in relation to Thanksgiving. But is it easier to get that message across when you guys have your 15-4 record, and you guys are winning, or does that make it even more challenging to get guys to focus on the process when you can say focus on the process, but they're still winning despite?
We've tried to make a concentrated effort to try to get better even when we're winning. that's probably a better question for the players, because I know as a coach, and Luka and I were joking in the last minute. He was talking after I took him out of the game with 3 minutes to go, and one of the things I said to him was, like, you have no idea the level of paranoia that I live with as a coach, and it's really different than when I played. So our team's great. Like, the guys have bought in and they get along and they root for each other, and it's not fake. We watch it on film. We highlight it on film. There's a lot of things that I really like about our basketball team. It's okay 19 games in to say, hey, we're not where we want to be. Like, that's okay. That doesn't take away from anything we've done or anything that any individuals have done so far this season. So we have to just continue. Again, tomorrow something's going to happen. We got to get better from it. And our defense has to get better. And I thought we've had some good stretches. I didn't like a lot of tonight on that end.
DeAndre took a little hit to the knee, it looked like, in the fourth. How's he doing?
He was in terrific spirits in the locker room. That's all I know. I have not gotten a medical update, but he was in great spirits.
And then just the efficiency that he's playing with on offense specifically, just how impressive is that to you, and just is that what you kind of expected of him at this point in the season?
He's always been able to produce. I think for him, his execution of what we're trying to do on both ends has been really high, and he's clearly developed a really good feel for playing with AR and Luka. And I'm really impressed just with his touch. Like, when he gets the ball in that pocket, or he collects a loose ball or a rebound, or he gets a post up in that sort of like 9 to 12 foot area. He's just got a great touch, and it's another weapon we have. Him scoring the basketball at a high efficiency in that area.
You guys have now won 7 in a row, and record-wise, 15-4 looks fantastic. What, as a group, do you look to, as you want to take the next step as a team?
I'm just referring to tonight, just playing better in the second half. When you have a team, down 20 at half, I know it's the modern NBA and no lead safe really, but just taking that next step to push that lead from 20 to 30 and continue to compete at a high level.
46 points was the most you scored in any quarter this season. You did it in the first quarter, then only 8 turnovers for the game. How has this team been able to mesh together so well offensively?
Luka scored 20 in the first quarter. Made a lot of shots, made a lot of plays, and then everybody did a good job taking care of the ball besides myself. 5 turnovers is way too many. I think 3 or 4 of them was just bad, like just me being bad. So, if I take care of the ball, we probably have 4 turnovers. They might have scored 145, but first quarter was good. Obviously, Luka's one of the best first quarter players. He's one of the best players in the league, but obviously first quarter he comes out to the statement. So he gets our offense rolling early.
What's made this backcourt, Luka play so seamless? Am I just saying that?
He draws a lot of attention, and then I'm able to play advantage basketball basically on the backside of that. The gravity that he has on the court, it's impossible to guard him, any certain way, because his ability to pass the ball, his unselfishness, and his shot-making ability. And then once you blitz him, then you have advantage basketball, and we like our chances. I thought we got a lot of really good looks that we didn't make tonight, and we still scored 130. So I think this offense can go to another level.
I asked JJ about this, and he mentioned that even though the results have been there for you guys, the process, he's still harping on the process, better process. Is that easier or more challenging to focus on when the process may not be what you want, but you guys are still getting victories, 15-4, 7 straight wins?
I think it's encouraging because, you have to, through an 82-game season, you have to figure out ways to win games. You're not always going to win them in the prettiest way. Some games you're going to have to muck it up and win ugly games. And I feel like we've, won in a variety of ways, which speaks, character to everybody, in this locker room and on the staff. But with that process, there's still more to get better at. So even though we're winning games, we still have another couple levels that we can get to if we continue to follow that process.
I mentioned to JJ just the kind of the level of efficiency that you're getting to the over 30 nights and how this is the wrong word. I used easy, and he said, well, it's never easy. He's used the word, of course, but making it look with the attempt so low, right, to get to that level. He said his compliment was that you've made that seem normal. You can kind of get in that range with the amount of attempts. Can you speak to that and kind of the challenge every night? But you're nonetheless, right, you're getting to these marks that if we would have told you at the beginning of your career, right?
We would have taken it in a heartbeat. Yeah. I mean, it's just, like I said, with especially Luka, but even Bron, and then the guys that we have on this team, like, we play advantage basketball because of the gravity that them two, definitely, you have to double Luka. If not, he's going to kill you and drop. With him, if you have, guys that understand the right way to play basketball, you're going to get open looks. So it's not like I'm going out in the first of the game and thinking I have to, get my attempts up. I know throughout the, the flow of the game, I'm going to get open looks and just continue to play the game the right way. But it's definitely not easy. I have to try as hard as I can.
It looked like you took a knee at the end there. Is that the same? Is it all right?
He kind of tweaked my the little collision I had the other day in Utah, and then I mean JJ said he was gonna sub me out regardless, so it was good timing. So it cooled down after the game, so I'm good now.
Okay, got it. So is it something? It's back to back tomorrow, obviously.
It was just waiting to cool. That's like a little tweak in the ankle almost. It wasn't anything crazy. I just really felt it right there, and at the same time, JJ was bringing somebody in the game to sub me.
Right. When you first signed with the Lakers this summer, I think you were looking forward to kind of the opportunity. Did you foresee the team being off to this kind of a start, this kind of rhythm? You win 7 games in a row, a lot of positivity. Like, how did you anticipate that maybe going, and how has it worked out so far?
I mean, approaching the game, I was trying to play every game like it's my last. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming into the season, hearing all the noise and the doubters, especially after the first game, it just brought a lot of fumes to my fire a little bit, to where, I really got to just lock in on this defensive end, and the other end I don't really got to worry about too much, but setting screens and getting guys open when I roll. So, everything really come together, and I realized that I generate a lot of energy, just staying consistent on how I approach the game, and just watching how contagious it is, really. Luka's going to do Luka, Bron going to do Bron, and AR going to do AR, for everybody as a whole team, as a unit. I feel like they generate off me a little bit, and I just take pride in, just bringing that energy and that pride to the game. Just letting them know that I'm the anchor.
You played on a team that won 60-plus games of regular season, that was 2 wins away from an NBA championship. Do you see any commonalities in terms of this group, that the ingredients that you see that this could be building towards something that could be a long playoff run?
Yeah, like I said, it's togetherness. I'm seeing spurts, where sometimes things don't go our way, but, the way how mature we are and the experience that's around us, it gets you get to challenge it a little bit. It's hard to overreact over certain things. It's an emotional game, but it's hard to react over certain things when there's so much skill and talent and leadership on the court. It just makes everybody really just chill and just focus on the task at hand.
You play with guys like Luka and AR. Just what's been your favorite part about getting to share the court with those guys?
I mean, really how much attention they gravitate. Y'all got the pressure. You know what I'm saying? I'll take all the pressure on the defensive end, but the offensive end, they got it. They got 2-3 guys coming at them, and it opens the floor up for us a lot, and it puts us in rhythm as role players to really just get in rhythm and help them out a little bit, when they want to get off of it.